Welcome to another cult gathering.
Nah, I don't think that works either. Hey, guess why we're back here? That's right, I bought more movies, so I'm here to show off. I got 6 movies this time. 3 classics, 1 cult classic, and 2 that I really don't know if they're classics or not. I never really hear anyone talk about those movies. They're my Asian movies of this because it's a double package, so it comes with 2. Now I'm gonna try to be quick, and I'm probably gonna be quick because I have really bad memory. And why does that factor into this video? Well, I tell you, if you would just give me a chance. Couple movies in this pile I actually watched like couple months ago. That's how long they've been sitting on my shelf. But the problem was I had 1 classic movie that I just wasn't ready to watch yet. I mean, it's almost 3 hours long and it's kind of slow moving, so I have to get in the right frame of mind to actually put that inside my PlayStation and watch it. So I took my time with it, and that's why I've probably forgotten half the shit about the earlier movies I watched. Anywho, let's start showing those movies, and the first one I have here is kind of a masterpiece. It's a movie called Taxi Driver.
You talking to me? You talking to me?
Directed by Martin Scorsese, and it's starring Robert De Niro, so can't go wrong with that. This is actually one of those movies that I just kind of missed as a kid. I remember this being on TV once or twice when I had the channel on, but I didn't really pay attention. I think this back then I just saw this as kind of a boring, slow thing, so I was a kid, I didn't really want to pay attention, but it's been so hyped by everyone throughout these decades that finally I pulled the trigger and I got the 40th anniversary edition, and oh boy was this great. This was actually kind of interesting to watch now, because I had seen the movie Joker and everyone was saying that Joker was kind of like Taxi Driver and one other movie about some comedian kind of blended in together, so now I kind of saw this in reverse order, and compared to Joker, which I really loved, I think this is the better movie out of the 2. They do have a lot of similarities, but this one, it does take the cake for me. Now, Taxi Driver starring Robert De Niro. Robert De Niro is a taxi driver. If you didn't guess that, he's one of those, I think he was in Vietnam or something, like ex-military guy, and he's 26 years old, and he has obviously some mental issues. He spends his free time basically just watching porn, and he seems to be really into violent stuff, like vigilante justice and things like that. And the first hour of this movie is we kind of follow Robert De Niro around, and
Each night when I return the cab to the garage, I have to clean the cum off the back seat. Some nights I clean off the blood.
Doing his job and watching porn in the middle and all that, and we can kind of see that he sees the streets of New York as this kind of place that really needs cleansing from all the criminals and all that. So it kind of, because he has the kind of frame of mind he has, it just slowly drives him into starting his vigilante thing, and
All the animals come out at night. Whores, skunk pussies, buggers, queens, fairies, dopers, junkies. Sick, venal.
The last thing that kind of pushed him to that was he was dating this woman, and she was played by Sybil Shepherd. It actually says it here, Sybil Shepherd as Betsy. And while everything seemed to go fine for a while, it was Robert De Niro thought it would be a great idea to take her to movies, but he obviously took him to one of those porn showings. He always goes by himself, so she didn't really appreciate that, so they broke up, and that's kind of, I feel like that was the last straw that kind of set Robert De Niro's character on the path he was well, actually it might have been when he saw that underage prostitute in this, which was played by Jodie Foster. She did a great job in this, she was like a 12, 13 years old prostitute, and that's pretty fucking awful. If you're that young and you have to sell your stuff, to make it by, and she had a pimp who was actually played by Harvey Keitel. I was really surprised. I love Harvey Keitel, but I don't think I've ever seen him in this type of role. I haven't seen like a ton of Harvey Keitel stuff, but I really need to see more. But he was a pimp in this, and he was pimping the shit out of that Jodie Foster's underage character. So that was kind of weird seeing him in that kind of role. But he probably was like my favorite, saying favorite character because he was awful pimping underage. but his role was the most surprising for me. So in that sense, I kind of liked it in that sense. I don't know if he's done more stuff like that, but I've missed those. Anyway, this is one of those movies you could probably analyze, until the end of time, but I ain't got that, so yeah. I'm just gonna say, I loved this movie, this was great. Back when I watched it, I had a lot of notes, I still have them, but I have no idea what the hell they mean. I'm looking at my phone, because that's where my notes are, and I need to watch this again. But I loved it. Maybe they'll one day make a sequel to this and call it Forklift Driver. I could be the guy. I drive forklift, so if you didn't know, that's kind of my main job. Anyway, moving on. Next movie I have is the second classic in this, and I always loved this movie, but now that I watched it again, I realized I haven't watched this in probably like 25 years or something, all the way through, because I remembered the ending completely wrong. But every time we're drinking with friends, we almost always watch a couple of scenes from this movie, and we quote the shit out of this because it's such a fantastic. I love this movie. It is great. I just didn't remember it that great, but now that I watched it again, I fucking love this. But those couple of scenes, they're so fucking great. And the movie is Deliverance.
The law? The law? What law? Where's the law, Drew?
Now you might already know what those two scenes are that we're basically watching on repeat and quoting the shit out of. Actually, the first scene we're not really quoting that much. That's the banjo duel where there's one of the guys and one of those inbreds are doing a banjo duel. They're just playing banjo against each other, and I love that scene. It's so fantastic. Second scene though that we keep quoting all the time. Well, this movie has four friends who are from a city, and they decide to go paddling this river, and it's a place where there are a lot of inbreds. I'm guessing, yeah, they're pretty much inbreds. So while they're paddling, they ran into two of those inbreds, and they have shotguns, and let's just say there isn't a lot of women out there in the woods. So, you can't be picky who you're gonna shove your dick into, but since the city guys, for some weird reason, aren't up for that, the thing goes all rapey.
Them panties. Take them off.
Yeah, this was actually really shocking when it came out, because it had, I'm not sure if first one, but I think it was like first kind of more mainstream movie that had a male-on-male rape scene, so But the thing that makes that scene so goddamn memorable is just one of the hillbillies just going, the famous lines, squeal like a pig. He's doing a net how the fuck do you say that? Net Betty? B-E-A-T-T-Y. Betty. Ned Betty, let's call him that. I don't know how to say that. And yeah, he's the one who gets shafted in this, and he's squealing there. Wee! Wee! I don't know why. I guess, back when I was a kid, I saw this from TV. That scene just kind of burned into my retinal scans, whatever it is. In my eyes, in my brain. And I somewhat remember watching that for the first time from TV as a really, young kid. And I was like, what the hell is happening here? That was so goddamn... That after that, up until that point, I kind of watched this because, well, it has Burt Reynolds. And I was a huge Burt Reynolds fan. I really loved Smokey and the Bandit and Cannonball Runs and all those. So yeah, I was really into Burt Reynolds movies. So yeah, I was kind of feeling bored because, again, I was a young kid. But then that scene came. And I was like, the hell just happened? This is older movie. It takes its time, to get going. It's got, slow build. And I really love that because you get to know your characters, there. But that just made the rest of the movie much more effective and shocking, once the rape scene came. Anyway, obviously after that, the four guys are just trying to survive out of the river and, survive the two hillbillies. I'm not gonna spoil how it goes because I think this is one of those movies, you just kind of gotta see yourself, and slow moving, but I do recommend this. This is a fantastic movie. If I have to pick, I'm going with this over Taxi Driver. Even though Taxi Driver, it's a masterpiece and many consider it the best movie ever, I have a soft spot for Deliverance, and yeah, this is my favorite out of those two. But we still have one classic coming up, one masterpiece. And yeah, this is the movie why it took me so long to get this movie pickups done, because I wanted to include this in this, but yeah, I just wasn't ready to put this in my machine and start watching, because 3 hours is I know it's gonna take its time with the storytelling and all. I knew it was gonna be something that I really needed to be kind of sharp about, so that's why. Anyway, the movie is Heat.
Went off somewhere?
Vince.
Just tell me that. I'll settle for it. You know what I mean? I'll buy that.
Vincent.
Give me all you got!
Vincent.
Give me all you got!
Yeah, this is often considered to be the best heist movie ever made, and after watching this I can see I had seen this, like parts of this back in probably 90s, early 2000s or something like that, and but I never just sat down and watched this movie. Again, I think, you know, when I was younger I didn't just have the right frame of mind for long. Well, some movies I did watch, but I don't know. For me it's kind of hard to just sit and decide I'm gonna watch this 3-hour movie right now. I do love slow storytelling, but it needs the right moment. Now this movie has everyone in it, and I mean everyone. Al Pacino, Robert De Niro, Val Kilmer, Tom Sizemore, Danny Trejo, oh, Ted Levine, John Voight. It doesn't even say everyone back here, I can't fucking remember. There was that the chick from Leon, God damn it, Natalie Portman. Yeah, she was in this. Then there was also Diane Venora, Amy Brenneman, Ashley Judd. And that's not even all. There were so many good actors and actresses in this that I just... It's amazing. Basically everyone was in this, which is kind of weird because I did consider this mostly one-man show. Al Pacino, he stole the show. He was the cop who was chasing Robert De Niro and his gang who were doing the heists. Al Pacino is just Al Pacino, and Al Pacino is great. He's so goddamn unhinged. There's just no one who's on his level when he decides to go nuts. Probably my second favorite in this movie was Val Kilmer. He was... I wish there would have been more scenes with Val Kilmer in this. He was great. Of course, Danny Trejo is one of my favorite actors. One of my all-time favorite actors. So in this movie, he was almost kind of weird addition. I think he worked great. I love Danny Trejo. I can't hate him. He was the odd man out, you know, who was kind of... that dude doesn't fit the rest of the gang. It's a long movie. It's so well told, so well thought of, and of course this has the heist scene that's probably the most famous bank heist scene ever, and it is so goddamn good.
We want to hurt no one. We're here for the bank's money, not your money. Your money is insured by the federal government. You're not going to lose a dime. Think of your families. Don't risk your life. Don't try and be a hero.
Just the execution of that scene when the robbers are escaping the bank on the streets, and there's tons of cops and they're just moving and firing. I've heard they actually use that in some police training or army training or somewhere. Just the way Val Kilmer reloads his gun during the action and all that. Only thing that kinda spoiled the scene for me a little bit, there were like tons of cops and they had problems of hitting the robbers in that, and it doesn't make sense like in, you know, Schwarzenegger movies or anything like that, because there it's more realistic, because everyone knows that the bigger your muscles are, the more they work like those, you know, opposite magnets that repel bullets, so that's why he doesn't ever get hit. But here this was more realistic take, so, you know, in that sense it felt kind of funny that all those cops, and there were a lot of those, they pretty much just mostly got killed, and that's it. So trust me, it doesn't spoil the movie in any way. It was just something I kind of watched like this shit. But still, I was really enjoying the movie. This is fantastic storytelling. One of the best movies probably ever made. I still have to say, out of these 3 masterpieces that I've just shown, I kind of have that soft spot for Deliverance. So this is right there on par with Taxi Driver. If I had to choose between those two, I think I'd go with this just a little bit more, because Val Kilmer and Al Pacino, I love them so much. Robert De Niro is great too, I'm not saying that, but Al Pacino he steals the show. He steals the show. The one line I quote from this movie, it's so great, you know. Al Pacino goes nuts. There's one guy who was also great. I can't remember his name, so I can't say it here, but just the delivery, you know. She's got great ass! And you got your head all the way up, and I can't do Al Pacino accent or anything. I'll just put the clip here.
She got a great ass. And you got your head all the way up it.
Michael Mann directed this. I need to watch more Michael Mann movies, especially the older ones. I saw Miami Vice and I thought that was kind of I wasn't really a fan of that. I was a fan of the original TV show. The movie version was I've heard he's gonna do Heat 2 now. I've heard there's also a book about Heat 2 and that's great, but yeah. Why? Book I can kind of see, but movie, is it gonna be like Ridley Scott making those new Alien movies? It's just I'm not sure if I even want to watch that. This is such a great movie, a standalone movie, and yeah, it's I don't know. Then we get the cult classic of this video, and this is I always loved this movie. This is so goddamn great. I kind of hate to say it, because those are considered, you know, all-time masterpieces, and yeah, they're definitely better movies in that sense, but this is probably my favorite movie out of this bunch, and don't nail me up the cross, because I ain't Jesus, I ain't down for that shit. This movie is Salute of the Joker.
Bad fake. Your eyes gave it away.
Also, this is known as Blood of Heroes, I think in US. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was the US name, and here in Europe we got Salute of the Joker. Now you might ask, what the fuck is that? Well, first of all, it's a Rutger Hauer movie, so that already puts it really high on my list, because I'm a huge Rutger Hauer fan. I love Rutger Hauer. This is a movie I've been looking for so goddamn long. I'm not really sure, but if I was to describe this movie, I'd say this is a post-apocalyptic American gladiators meet American football movie. It's basically a sports drama, except it's post-apocalyptic sports drama. Now you're probably thinking, well, that can't be good, that sounds like shit. Well, it is really low budget, I ain't saying that, but I love this movie. 100 stones 3 times. That's how long the games last.
100 stones! 3 times!
It's weird, this is like kind of takes place in sort of Mad Max style world. There are these traveling teams, they just walk between these towns. There's always like, was there 5 members or any? I think there was 5 members in team. There was one who was kind of the runner. 2 guys with these kind of... That's the part that kind of reminds me of American Gladiator. You know when they're standing on those poles and try to drop them with those... they have these sticks and there's the huge cushions on both ends of the sticks, so you know they can kind of battle it out. So those are kind of same type, except they also have this like hook, and it's not like cushion. It hurts. Then there's a dude with chain. Well, I guess there were only 4 members. Reason why I'm having kind of hard time remembering all is because I was kind of focused on the quality of this release. It fucking sucked. This is a European release, and I had waited for this for so long, and I couldn't wait anymore, so I pulled the trigger and I bought this. It has Danish subtitles. The whole goddamn audio is so badly kind of mixed, you know, you have to have your TV on full blast if you want to hear the hell they're saying, because I don't speak Danish. Danish people are those who speak like they have hot potatoes in their mouth. That's my Danish character. I should add Danish character in my skits. So yeah, that kind of fucking ruined this for me, but yeah, Rutger Hauer was fantastic. Joan Jen, she was fantastic too, really loved her. And this one also has Vincent D'Onofrio. Everyone probably knows him these days, but this is probably one of those movies you don't know where he actually was. I'm not saying this is his best performance, but he was alright in this. He was kind of the young guy of the team. So basically it's a really bloody sport. Rutger Hauer's team arrive at the start of the movie in this one town that Joan Jen is actually living in, and they're playing the game. The game is, there's a dog skull. Dead dog skull, and you have both your teams, and whichever team gets the skull first, in the opposite teams there's like these sticks. There's one stick on each side of the field, so you know you have to take the dog skull there and just put it on the stick and you win.
Don't let him go! 98, hold on, dog boy!
But like I said, there's the other team and they got their, you know, hooks and chains and all that. So it's not as easy as it looks. People tend to get fucked up. You can see Rutger Hauer here. He's missing an eye. It's post-apocalyptic. They don't have all the rules and regulations they have these days. These guys aren't pussies like modern athletes. I just like pissing off sports people, because I'm not into sports. There's also this like tournament that they're trying to get into, which takes place in this underground city. I just love that, you know, it's In the middle of the desert, there's just one little elevator and people are just lining up there, and once you get into the elevator, it takes forever to get to the city. They actually sleep in the elevator. It goes so deep underground. It was hard to follow the story, and before I got this, it had been like probably 20 years since I last saw this, so that's why it's a bit hazy. So if someone's watching this from like, I don't know, Eureka or Arrow or something, how about a re-release? A good re-release, you know? Make one of those 4K limited edition boxes, collector's edition boxes. I'll buy it. Put in the dead dog skull there, and yeah, I'll get it. I'm putting the dog skull on my wall. But yeah, really fantastic movie. I love this, and I need a better version. God damn it, give me a better version. I don't speak Danish, and I can't hear, or I can kinda, but it's my whole effort watching this movie. I was like, what's that? Oh, now I gotta rewind. Did he say? Shit, rewind. But love the movie. Rutger Hauer, Vincent D'Onofrio, Joan Chen. Let's move on. And we're down to the last two movies of this video, which are the Asian movies of this video, Yakuza Wolf 1 and 2, which aren't really even sequels. I mean, these were just two totally different movies, totally different characters and scenes and all that, and yeah, they just happened to be called Yakuza Wolf 1 and 2. Actually, I'm not really even sure if these were called Yakuza Wolf 1 and 2 in Japan, because here it says the first one was originally actually called I Perform Murder, and the second one is called Extend My Condolences. And they're two very different types of movies. Well, not too different. Both are kind of action, but different types of action. The first one is actually inspired by spaghetti westerns. Both are, by the way, starring Sonny Chiba, because I'm really into him at the moment, so I'm trying to kind of get more of his movies too. And in the first one, he's kind of this, like I said, inspired by spaghetti western. So he has this cowboy hat-ish. Well, you know, here you can see the hat. He's this kind of almost Clint Eastwood type character. Both movies are really compact. They're like 90 minutes or less. So, you know, I really like that. Both are like really quick, just fun, entertaining action movies. I wouldn't say these are the best Sonny Chiba movies. Street Fighters are still better than these, but first movie of this is kind of takes heavy influences from Yojimbo, which I have the poster, Yojimbo, which is actually the original movie where Clint Eastwood's Fistful of Dollars was kind of based on. It was remake of that movie. So here, the I Prefer Murder, which is Yakuza Wolf 1, is kind of remake of that too, except not exactly. It does have the same kind of thing. Sonny Chiba is out for revenge, and there are two gangs which he kind of plays against each other, so he could flush out the people he's actually looking at and wanting to take revenge. A lot of sex scenes, a lot of titties, so you know it's like 90 minutes movie, and there was like 5 or 6 sex scenes. Okay, 2 were kind of rapey, and then there was also one orgy on top of those, so a lot of sex for 90 minutes. Even if it was porn movie, it'd still kind of be pushing the limits there. But just kind of gritty, cool 70s action movie, revenge movie. I also watched the first one like over a month ago, so the details are a bit hazy, but I remember the last fight in that, or the last shootout. That was insane. That actually had a little nod to Django, the original Western movie that came out in '67. In that, Django at the end, he has his hand kind of blown, so he has really trouble using the gun. In this one, Sonny Chiba had the kind of same situation, but he has his gun tied to a wheel, the thing you use to control your car, turn left, turn right. But yeah, he's kind of just turning that around, and he has his gun to kind of aim, and there's just a lot of people. There's also one other guy who's shooting at all those bad guys, and it's a massive shootout. It's fantastic. I really loved that. And overall, it was just a really good movie. I loved it. It's a good basic Japanese 70s action revenge movie. I do recommend it if you're into those. The second one, Extend My Condolences, though, that was I loved it too, but it had kind of different type of vibe all throughout. It did start, Sonny Chiba is actually a bad guy in that. Well, bad guy, I mean, he's the hero of the movie, but he's a criminal, and they're doing some kind of weapons deal, but he gets betrayed and his friend gets killed, and well, Sonny Chiba is sent to jail. In jail, he befriends the other guy, and well, you know, once they get out, Sonny Chiba and the other guy is helping him get his revenge. It has more humor in it. It has such a weird scenes. Just before they actually get released, they kind of plan this escape because they don't know they're getting released early. So they have this dream sequence where they're escaping, and that is so. It kind of reminded me of that movie Hook from early 90s, where, you know, Peter Pan movie. The way they made the escape, you know, they used the sheet from their bed and they made a rope, and once they lured the guards in, and this, I think it was the warden or someone, they lured them in there and they're just kind of swinging and kicking them. It's just so weird and kind of funny scene, but it was a dream scene, and there is more humor in the sequel. Sonny Chiba gets out and he has a friend, and they're also getting a couple more friends they're hiring and trying to get their revenge on the people who fucked Sonny Chiba over. Also, there are titties too, so you know, that's the 70s Japanese movies. I feel like all those had a lot of sex scenes, a lot of titties. But again, in this, the last shootout, it's fantastic. It's in this manner. It's actually a shootout scene that John Woo later paid homage in A Better Tomorrow 2, if you've seen that Hong Kong action movie. This one actually inspired that scene, and it was just fantastic action scene overall. But yeah, both are great if you just want action and maybe nothing too deep, you know, just kind of straightforward revenge. Both had kind of revenge plots, and great action, great shootout scenes, a lot of titties, like I said, and I really enjoyed this. But Street Fighter movies are still better in my opinion, but these were good, you know. These are the kind of movies, because they're so short, I can just pop these in and watch them whenever. Really loved this. If I had to pick which one was better, the second one had probably better end shootout, but I think the first one was, as a complete movie, it was just better. I liked the Clint Eastwood style Man with No Name, except he didn't have a name, but still, you know. Also the first one, I think it had better cinematography. I hate that word. I can never pronounce it right, but you know, just the lighting in some scenes was just really cool. I just really noticed that. It was more gritty. I got nothing else. I'm sweaty. I've talked so much, so you know, I tried to be quick. I probably failed. Fuck off, and I'll fuck off, and we'll catch back here when I upload more crap. And that's how it works. I'm gonna go. I actually have a couple of movies for the next video, so I'm gonna try to watch those all in kinda quick succession, so they're still more fresh in my head when I'm doing the next movie pickups. Yeah, I'm just gonna go, and bye.